10/26, 2024. Before we move to questions and replies, the next ancient Chinese military text, the final one in our series, this is going to be an aside. We're going to do a verse from the Bible. This is going to be Romans chapter 7, verse 13 to 25, sin and death. Did the good then become death for me? Of course not. Sin, in order that it might be shown to be sin, worked death in me through the good, so that sin might become sinful beyond measure through the commandment. We know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold into slavery to sin. What I do not understand. For I do not do what I want, but I do what I hate. I concur that the law is good. For I do not do what I want, but I do what I hate. Now, if I do what I do not want, I concur that the law is good. So now it is no longer I who do it, but sin that dwells in me. For I know that good does not dwell in me, that is, in my flesh. The willing is ready at hand, but doing the good is not. For I do not do the good I want, but I do the evil I do not want. Now if I do what I do not want, it is no longer I who do it, but the sin that dwells in me. So then, I discover the principle that when I want to do right, evil is at hand. For I take delight in the law of God in my inner self, but I see in my members another principle at war with the law of my mind, taking me captive to the law of sin that dwells in my member. Miserable one that I am, who will deliver me from this mortal body? Thanks be to God through Jesus Christ our Lord. Therefore I myself, with my mind, serve the law of God, but with my flesh, the law of sin. I stumbled upon that verse the other night in reflection because going through some stuff recently has made me question a lot of what is right versus what is lawful, right? What the rules are according to a governmental power or a higher power, or what would be a higher power, like the state, the government, a governing body of sort, a man-made entity, corporations, etc., not God himself. And so I found this very compelling and important for me at that time in my life because it reminds you, number one, that when you want to do good and you feel it in you, that evil is near. And what does that mean? And that means that we, in our mind's eye, want to do the best thing possible, the right thing, but through our actions fail or sin, right? We miss the mark. We don't do what we know in our mind's eye to be right. And we hate that we do that. And so therefore, it is not really us that is sinning. We were sold into the slavery of sin. And it is this evil within us, right, that needs to be cast out. But we need to understand that we still are delivered by God, who is going to give us the light at the end